A colossal, monstrous wolf, the size of a mountain, snaps its jaws shut and bites clean through the arm of a terrified golden-haired god. Asgard's ultimate doom was a puppy the gods raised in their own halls. They brought the monster into their home, fed it, and eventually betrayed it. This chart maps a prophecy. Loki, the trickster god, fathered 3 children with a giantess, a venomous serpent, a half-dead rotting girl, and a wolf cub. Odin's magical visions revealed a clear outcome. These monsters were destined to trigger Ragnarok and destroy the gods. Odin took immediate action to clear the board. He banished the rotting girl, Hel, to rule the underworld. He threw the serpent into the deepest ocean, where it grew to wrap around the earth. That left only one variable remaining, the wolf cub, Fenrir. Because Fenrir was still small and playful, the gods made a calculated, arrogant decision. They kept him in Asgard, convinced they could alter the prophesied fate by taming him. Their containment strategy failed almost instantly. Fenrir grew at an unnatural, terrifying rate. Within a matter of months, he ballooned to the size of a bear. Soon after that, he was the size of a house. Fenrir possessed a chilling intelligence, speaking to his captors with the voice of a man. The gods were terrified, but their location trapped them. Asgard was a sacred sanctuary, but they knew they couldn't just attack him. He was far too powerful. They had engineered a trap for themselves. The gods were locked inside their own home, sharing the space with an unkillable, rapidly growing apocalyptic threat. To mask their terror, the gods presented massive iron chains as a competitive challenge, goading the wolf into a trial of strength. Fenrir, proud of his physical power, agreed to play Ong. He let them wrap the heavy iron around his legs. Then, with a single flex of his muscles, he shattered the chain into pieces. A second, thicker chain failed just as quickly, proving brute force was ineffective. Desperate, Odin abandoned physical suppression and pivoted to magical engineering. He sent a messenger to the Dwarves, recognized as the greatest blacksmiths in the universe, asking for a restraint that could never be broken. This schematic illustrates the Dwarves' solution. Gleipnir. It looked like a fragile ribbon of silk, but it was forged by combining 6 impossible, non-existent things: the sound of a cat's footfall, the beard of a woman, the roots of a mountain, the sinews of a bear, the breath of a fish, and the spittle of a bird. Conventional physical restraints had failed. Containing an unstoppable force required weaving physical paradoxes and psychological trickery into a single thread. When the gods brought this delicate ribbon to Fenrir, the wolf immediately grew suspicious. He refused to be bound by something so fragile unless one of the gods placed their hand in his mouth. If it was a trick, the physical collateral would be lost. The collective pantheon froze. They looked at each other in terror. Every single one of them knew it was a deception, and none were willing to pay the price. Finally, Tyr stepped forward. As the god of honor, he was the only one who had dared to feed the beast from his own hands. Knowing exactly what it would cost him, Tyr placed his right hand directly between the wolf's razor-sharp teeth. The gods bound Fenrir with the silken ribbon. The harder the wolf thrashed, the tighter the magical restraint became. Realizing he was hopelessly trapped, Fenrir let his massive jaws clamp shut. The survival of the Norse universe was bought with Tyr's hand, and a calculated betrayal of his own honor. In the immediate aftermath, Tyr stood completely silent, clutching his bleeding stump. The rest of the gods simply laughed in relief. They shoved a sword into Fenrir's mouth to keep it wedged open and chained him to a boulder deep beneath the earth. Saliva pours from his jaws to form a river as he waits in the dark, plotting his revenge. By choosing to keep the wolf in fear, lying to him, and then violently betraying him, the gods directly catalyzed the very outcome they were trying to prevent. They handed the monster his ultimate motivation. In their desperate attempt to cage a prophesied destroyer, they successfully engineered him. When Fenrir finally breaks his chains at Ragnarok to swallow Odin whole, it will be a destruction the gods built themselves. The apocalypse wolf is secured, but Asgard is facing a brand new crisis. Their greatest weapon, the mighty hammer of Thor, has just been stolen. To get it back, the hyper-masculine god of thunder has to agree to a set of absurd conditions. He must shave his beard, put on a white wedding dress, and disguise himself as a bride. Click the video on your screen to see the mechanics and the bloody aftermath of the most humiliating wedding in Norse history.